Hello, dear viewers. Welcome to another episode of Alumni Unplugged. Today we have with us Mr. Ajaya Sharma, our esteemed alumni from the batch of 2003 and 5. He is currently with ET now as a senior editor, and he's here with us to share his expenses. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you very much for this opportunity, sir.
Ajay, I would like to start with your journey post Jaipuria. As it is that when a person comes into Jaipuria, these are the final 2 years of the academic career. उसके बाद लगता है आज़ादी.
Correct.
So I would like to have your take on that.
See, my experience of last 20 years, it has been an amazing journey, and I'm very grateful and fortunate for this organization to have given me the required skill set, because of which I got multiple job offers when I was passing out. But my father was very foresighted, so he nudged me to join a job which had a location in Bombay rather than take much more high paying job from insurance and banking circles, but they were in other cities. Bombay CNBC Awaaz, when it was starting off, and Nishant was already there as our senior. So the research team was getting beefed up. They wanted some more people from, kids who they can train as research analysts. But it was not a very high paying job at that time. But still my family nudged me to join a Bombay as a location versus because it is the financial capital of the country. So I joined there, and then after that, within a year, other business channels were, starting off. Then NDTV Profit, I was there for a year. From there, Ronnie Screwwala was starting Bloomberg UTV. I was there for a year. So 1 year each, and at that time, eager, impatient lot as we were. We wanted to increase our pay scale. That was the idea, to increase the base. And the requirement was also very lucrative. So I changed jobs. First 3 years was 1 year each in CNBC, 1 year NDTV Profit, 1 year Bloomberg UTV. And then the biggest behemoth of business news in our country, which is the Times Group, they used to run Times Now, Times of India as a print and Economic Times as a business paper, were launching. After a very big success of Times Now, they wanted to launch ET Now, the business equivalent. So I got an opportunity to start there because I had 3 years of starting business channels. I was given a very good offer as well. Last 15 years, I've been with the Times Group in various divisions of theirs. But the backdrop has been finance, investing, analyzing the business environment, looking at companies which are growing, and dealing with the top fund managers, not only of the country but globally, interviewing them. So the idea is that Buffett often says that if you are tap dancing to work, then you don't have to work a single day. So that has been my principle, and I was very lucky that I almost tap dance to work every day, and get to work with the smartest minds, not only in the country but globally, enjoy myself, learn a lot, and then get paid for it. So there can't be any better job
than getting paid to enjoying myself.
Exactly. Travel, learn from the West. And Buffett's partner Munger says that you have to make yourself a learning machine. Every moment you have to learn from the environment, learn. So this was a place where I was, and I absorbed a lot. It was not easy because long hours working with very strong, powerful people is that you have to be at the beck and call. Unpredictable hours, very difficult environment, all of that. But the journey has been worth it in the last 20 years, I would say.
As you just mentioned that you absorbed a lot also. So these 2 decades would be a hell lot of learning that came your way.
I can almost write a book on the business environment.
Because from the initial years as a simple reporter, then you gradually graduated to a senior person, to a much more senior personality. You must have come across so many entrepreneurs, politicians, yes, businessmen, technocrats, senior technocrats. What has been your learning over the years?
See, when I was starting off and now, in the last 2 decades, the business landscape of our country has transformed materially. And out of those 20 years, last 7-8 years, and the leadership of Mr. Modi, there is a massive change which has happened. And I got an opportunity because of being with ET to, interact with top business leaders from established and legacy companies like Reliance, Bharti, but also on the unlisted side, startups, some of the biggest startups of the country. Then India started attracting a lot of global capital. Foreign investment started pouring in. So I had an opportunity to work very closely with some of the global corporations who are setting up, some of the big MNCs, big global fund managers. There are some fund managers globally which are the biggest in their business in America who did not even exist in India at that time. And now they are having their India strategy. If you scan ET now, in the last 6 months, there have been almost 24 big MNC heads who have come to India and want to expand their India business. Goldman Sachs last month conducted their first ever board meet in India, in Delhi. So India has also risen. So I got an opportunity to learn a lot from them. I came to know about our own country very well. Then how the leaders, the political leaders also play a very important role in shaping the policy landscape, because of which this business wants to grow here.
It's a two-way street.
It's a two-way street. You give a very nice environment, they'll come and put capital and make money. And in the bargain, India will get capital, job creation, technology, recognition, all of that. So I learned a lot from that.
From a country taking too much aid, now we are creating jobs for UK and US.
Yes. See, right now India is it's a shining star in the global economic landscape. The demographic which we have and the visibility of growth, economic growth, which we have 30-40 years ahead also. The biggest point is that Europe, US, Japan, all of them aging economies. So whenever a 25 to 35 year old lifestyle, if you see, the demands are different. So services, for products. And we have our 70% of our population is under 35. So these guys are coming in job force, they want new cars, new clothes, new apartments, better lifestyle, bank accounts, insurance. The world is recognizing the size and scale of our country and the demand it can create over the next 20-30 years. And I would like to, I even spoke about it, that the kids who are coming out of this university now and in institute, and they should be cognizant and conscious of this, that we have a great advantage to ourselves, and we should make the maximum of it.
Fantastic. It's how much time has passed since you came back to the institute?
It has been almost
and the kind of difference that you noticed from that time.
No, I am very happy to see that our institute has actually progressed a lot. The quality of kids, we were, and 20 years back, we had no idea where the world was. We were just thrown into the job environment. I am very happy to see that kids of today are much more aware. They are trained well at the institute, much more smarter faculty, and the infrastructure of the institute has also improved a whole lot, which I am very happy to see about. And I'm, one of the things which excites me most is the kids of today are prepared to take advantage of the environment in much better way. We were kind of first 3-4 years we were just finding ourselves. Kids of today are pretty clear about what they want.
What would be your advice? But let me put it in, make in two parts. Your advice from your experience to the younger alumni who have just passed out, let's say in last 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
And your advice to the new batch that we have, the current batch that we have, second year and first year students.
Let's talk about the first part. Kids who are there under 5 years in the job world.
Yeah.
They are, in the situation that they are grasping and they're finding their feet in the industry. My message to them would be a learning machine. Don't fight the environment. A lot of time we try to shape the environment to suit our needs. If you want to become a very excellent manager and business leader in the coming years, we have to adapt to the environment. Scan the environment, understand the situation, understand the requirements of the environment, and then come out with solutions and shape yourself according to them. If you fight the environment, then there is of no use. It will not be easy. It will also require you to learn new things. You cannot just back upon what the organization or the institute taught you. On the back of that only I'll do my career. No, this is just building blocks. You have to become a learning machine, new things you have to learn on your own, and become a solution-oriented manager.
Earlier you used the term absorbed.
Yeah.
You said you absorbed during that period of time. So you would say that new generation, new alumni need to absorb what is coming their way.
Yes.
And
rather than fight the environment.
And filter out the things that are best for them.
And just take elements which make you a better manager, absorb it, and then leave the rest. You don't have to take everything in.
and what about the students part?
See, the new students, my message to them would be not to be very picky and choosy. The unfortunate part is with growth comes a lot of competition also.
It does.
There are so many good institutes across in our country now. Education system has improved a lot. Yes, there are a lot of jobs. MNCs, local companies are throwing up, but the kids which are coming out in the job world are outnumbering the number of opportunities. So in this kind of an environment where there is a demand supply gap, you cannot be very choosy. First you get into the employed club, you get the meter on, and you start contributing whatever way, whatever job comes your way, and then you work your way up, and finally in 5, 7, 10 years you land up being where you always wanted to be. If you think that I will wait till the only my dream job will come my way, it doesn't happen in the real world. First you have to get in, then keep learning and keep your sole focus on what you eventually want, which will happen in 10th year, 15th year. But get into the club of employed.
As it says, instead of learning the tricks of trade, learn the trade.
Learn the trade.
Tricks would come later.
And you have to be in the game to win the game. If you sit out of the game, that my perfect job will come, only then will I perform. You have to create your perfect job. You have to be in the game, and then you work your way up. That's how you will be able to, be satisfied in your own self also. And what your expectations from the environment in terms of making money, job satisfaction, at your workplace, all of that will happen. It doesn't happen in the first 2-3 years. You have to compromise and keep learning, keep sharpening your skills, and keep growing into that.
It cannot be more precise than that. I'm sure our viewers and our students would benefit greatly from that. Thank you very much for the time. And
thanks very much.
I must say that it would be a different experience being on the other side of the camp.
It was amazing to talk to you today. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.